Hi guys, you're welcome to today's tutorial. I'm Yinky, and today I'll be showing you how to make a single panel corset cup. In this type of cup is a cup that does not have a partitioning. No, it's not divided into two or into three. So it's a single corset cup, and it's very easy to use a stretchy fabric to make this kind of cup. But in this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to use a non-stretchy fabric to make a single panel corset cup. So in this tutorial, I use an Ankara fabric, and you know that Ankara is not a kind of stretchy fabric. So here, all you need to do is to get your pattern paper, because you're first of all going to draft your basic bodies, and from there we are going to do our corset cup. So here, this is the pattern that I've drafted, and here I have my basic bodies here, where I take all the measurements. The bust is 9, the under bust is 12, while the half length, which is the waist, is 15, taking the vertical measurement. And from all the vertical measurement that I just took, like I told you, the upper chest is 2 inches away from the bust line, which is 7 inches. The upper chest is 7, as you can see on the tape measure. And here the neckline, the neck depth is 3 inches, and the neck width also is 3 inches. That's 3 by 3. And here, what I want to do is to input that measurement, and from that we are going to use the nipple to nipple, which is 7 inches. So 7 inches plus 1 inch equals 8, and 8 divided by 2 equals 4. So I'll be using 4 to input my nipple to nipple, because this pattern paper is on fold. So 4 inches will be for the nipple to nipple measurement, because this 4 inches serves as the sewing allowance has been added to the 4 inches already. So after I have done that, I will input the 4 inches like so on the half length, on the under bust, and also on the bust line, 4 inches. Whatever your nipple to nipple measurement is, add 1 inch to it and do the division the way I did mine. So I will run the straight line through to the bust line. I will run it like so, and after I have run it, I will measure 1 inch down, 1 inch away from the bust line, like I just did. Then here on the half length, I'll measure 1 inch here and 1 inch on the other side too. That is my dart intake, 2 inches dart intake on the half length. The half length also serves as your upper waist, so I'll connect it to the bust line like so, like I'm taking a waist dart. So after I have done that, the next thing to do is to come to the bust line. From the bust line to the under bust, whatever is there, you're going to use it as your radius. So it will just be as if you are taking the circumference of your cup. So the distance between the bust and the under bust is 3 inches, and that's what I just measured round. So I'll just take that 3 inches round. Whatever the distance of your under bust and bust line is what you're going to input here. So after I have input it, I'll just, because I just dotted it before, so I'll just run this curve like so. So you're going to use your cup ruler to do this. So after I've done that, the next thing is to extend this line up to the upper chest. So I can use my straight ruler to do that, and that is what I just did. So it's as simple as that. You are making your single corset cup like this. Then here you're still going to take 3 inches up. That distance you measured on the bust line to the under bust, measure the same distance up to the upper chest. Then I measured the 3 inches. Then place your curve ruler like so. This is, you are drafting your neckline this way. So whatever the shape of your neckline is, this is the shape I want. You can make it deeper than this, but I think this is moderate. So like so, I'm going to complete the cup. So the extension of the cup to the armhole will just go like so. I have placed my tape measure. I just measure half of an inch into the armhole like this. So into the armhole, I'll just extend it like so. And the next thing is to input the armhole curve. The armhole curve, you can see the way I place it, will go inward into the chest line by half of an inch. You can see it got into the chest line like so. Then input your bust measurement. The bust measurement divided by 4, the under bust measurement divided by 4, I mean the circumference, and that is what I just use my straight ruler to bring out. So here I have 2 inches dart intake. So here the 2 inches dart intake, I'll just look at it. Okay, on the underbust, what I want to do here is the underbust tightening. I will take half of an inch here and half of an inch here to tighten the underbust. So then I'll connect it like so. I'll connect it this manner. So from here, I'll also connect it to the bust line. So I have done the underbust tightening. These are all my dart intake. So making the dart intake on the underbust 1 inch on both sides, making 2 inches altogether. And here I just take 1 inch away from the bust line to take the bust dart. I just took a bust dart of 1 inch on the bust line, and the shaded area means the dart intake, which will be taken off. So the dart intake will be taken off. I have 1 inch dart intake on the bust line on the side, and here I'll be adding sewing allowance of 3.5 because of the dart intake that is almost 2 inches. Then I had 1.5 to hit as my sewing allowance. So it's better to have enough sewing allowance than to be short of sewing allowance along the line. So I will just connect it like so. I had 3.5 dart intake, then I will extend the armhole cuff like so. So we are almost done with the pattern drafting. You can add sewing allowance to the half length. You can add sewing allowance to the, I checked my own, is almost 1 inch, and I just left it. I just thought of that, let me leave it, because I'm still going to trim out after I have cut out my fabric. So I prefer to leave the 1 inch, although I'm going to use half of an inch for my sewing allowance. So here on the shoulder, when I want to cut my fabric, I'll be adding sewing allowance of half of an inch to the shoulder when I'm cutting my fabric. So I'm going to remove the yoke like so. I'll be removing the yoke like so, because I've shown you the picture of what I want to make from the beginning, and it has a yoke. So I'm going to remove the yoke like so. Then the cutting, just be careful when you're cutting it. Be careful when you're cutting. And this is all I need, is the single piece corset cup which I have brought out, and I'm going to place it in like so. And the side dart is what I want to remove now, because there is a side dart on the underbust. I'm going to remove the side dart, or fold it in like so, and use my paper tape to hold it. I can fold it in. It can be a sewing dart like this. So this will make the front panel to be accurate with the back panel on the side. So here I'm going to notch the dart on the cup. I have notched the dart on the cup because I'm going to sew it in also on the fabric. So here the next thing is to place the cup on the fabric and cut it out as a single piece. So this is a single piece. Instead of you to input that on the side and begin to join the panels of the cups together, it will just be a single piece as you're saying it. And the next thing is to move on to cutting the rest of the fabric, and make sure you note the neckline. I'm trying to label that this is the neckline, because you can be confused. So you can also use a chalk on the fabric so that you will know where the neckline is, and the one that is very close to the armhole. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So here the fabric is ready, and I've joined the panels, the center front with the side front. So I'm going to just input the cup, because all I want to show you here is how you are going to make the cup, how you're going to sew the cup, how you're going to fix the cup, how you're going to use your bra cup or ready-made bra cup in this type of corset making. So here I'll be taking the dart of 1 inch. Remember, the dart has increased to 1 inch after I have done the underbust tightening. So I'm going to take the dart like so. Just hold the dart, because the reason why I'm holding the dart is because this is a non-stretchy fabric. If you don't hold the dart, the shape of the bust will not come out if you don't hold the dart. So I'll be holding the dart like so, but it's still a single piece. After you have held the dart, you're going to have that single piece. If it is a very stretchy fabric, you don't even need to hold that. All you need to do is just to get your, like a velvet now. If you want to use a velvet, you don't need any dart on it. Just use that pattern to cut like this and spread it on it. It will stretch out. It will stretch out and it will be fine on your already made corset cup. But you are going to hold that on the corset cup. I have videos of how to hold that on your corset cup, so I'm going to put the link in the description box so that you'll be able to watch that also. So we have a single piece corset cup already. I have held my dart. This is my already made cup. I have size 34, although this person is this corset cup is size 34, and the person is using, I think the client I'm making this for is using size 33 or 32 thereabout. So after I have held my dart, it will go back to the shape of the person's bra cup. So you're going to stitch like so. Just stitch like so. Use your loose stitch to stitch that part, because you're still going to lose it by the time you fix the cup in. So I will just iron it so that there won't be a pointed part on the bra cup. So I'm going to iron it flat. I'm going to iron it flat. So after you have ironed it, the next thing is to just place the cup in. So I'm going to sew in the cup. After I have ironed, you can see how it is very beautiful. And when you iron it very well, the lines of that line will even be invisible when you iron it very well. So I'll place it like so. I'm going to place it like so and fix my cup in. So this part, you're going to take it gradual. You're going to take it gradual, because if you don't take it gradual, you're going to miss it here. So you need to start from, make sure that line matches with the joining line of the center front with the side. So I'm going to use my pin to hold it so that it's held in place. So after I have held it in place with my pin, then I will start sewing. So you first of all start sewing from that line. So from the dart line, you start your sewing. So first of all, I'll go to this side. I will run my stitch to this side before I go to the other side. So having done that, I will do that carefully. This is what I have. Then I'll go to the other side. Just run it in such a way that, in a way that is very easy for you. This is the best way that I can do mine, that there won't be gaping, there won't be pleated edges. So I will just notch at this point, because this part is very coffee. I will notch, and when you are notching, make sure you are careful with your notch. The reason why I'm notching is that there is a kind, this place is very coffee, and if you don't notch, it will look funny. So you need to notch so that the fabric will relax, the cup will also relax. So after I've done that, then I'll go ahead and stitch carefully. I'll still stitch carefully to the other side. So the process I use in making this is what I'm going to use in making the other side of the cup, also the second cup. That's the same method I'm still going to use. So you can see that I'm really taking my time, although I still fast forwarded this video, but in the real sense of it, I really took my time to make this. So after I have done that, the next thing to do is to fix the second cup also. I'm trying to look at the dart line so as to match it with the line that is here, so that it will be accurate. So after I have matched it, then I'll use the same process I used to fix the first cup. I'll use the same process. So here I'm going to do this fast. I will fast forward this video here so as to, because I have explained how I did that in the first place. So I would still use the same method. So after I have done that, the other side also, I'm going to run it as quick as possible. As quick as possible. So that corset making is not something so serious as people take it. It's not something serious, as if you can draft your basic bodice, and if you can draft your basic bodice properly, you're good to go with corset making. And if you can make a bustier, you can make a corset cup. So here I'll just run it down, then I'm done with this. I'm done with this, and this is what I have. This is a single panel, a single piece. It does not have any, it's not a 3 pieces, it's not a 2 pieces, it's a single piece corset cup. And that's the essence of this tutorial. Then after I have done that, I will do any adjustment that you need to do, or any trimming that you need to do before I place my yoke. And this is what I have. So like, as you can see, it's very beautiful. This is the outcome of the tutorial. This is the outcome. You can see how beautiful it is. You can see how beautiful it is. You can see that there is no, in fact, the lines of the dart is even somehow invisible, that you can't even notice it. So sometimes when you are wondering how did they make that kind of cup that does not have any partitioning, this is how it's being made. You can use non-stretchy fabric also to make a pleated, segmented cup. So we've come to the end of the tutorial, and I would like to see you in my subsequent tutorials. I would like to see you. I would like to even see your comments. I would like to see your likes, and also you can also share this video to people that really need this video. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.